Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to use the FSS. I've selected a G-class star that I haven't been to before, so let's fly to it and see what we can find there. I'll show you how to use the scanning tools. Now when I first used the FSS, I was still flying around the system trying to locate the planets, the ELWs, the water worlds. I just couldn't find them. I was spending ages flying around. What you can do is you can locate them on the FSS, lock onto them, target them, and then you know exactly where they are to fly to them. And once you get used to this on long distances, if you're just trying to find those, for example, the Earth-like worlds and the water worlds, you can find them very quickly, and you can just fly on if there's nothing there. It's nice and easy. So I've arrived at the planet. I'm just going to, so you have the star. Just going to field scoop whilst I'm here. Field scooping. I'm going to hit my FSS button, in this case bound to F, and to run the energy pulse, I'll just raise this so it's more readable. I'll run my scan, in this case joystick 5, and there's various things you'll see appear if I lift up a bit on the bottom of the filtered spectral analysis at the bottom. Various different scans, as it were. So if I hover here, bottom right, it tells me that's an ammonia world. These will be gas giants over here of different types. Over here I've got icy bodies and rocky bodies. I'm going to be looking at the bottom right of the screen to tell you what they are, but you get used to this quite frequently. Basically you're after ammonia bodies about here, earth light worlds about here, and water worlds about here, and then you start getting into the giants. Okay, so it depends what you're after, but in this case I'm only after ammonia worlds, earth-like worlds and water worlds. So it's an ammonia world, so I'm going to lock onto that. Now I need to find that ammonia world. So I'm just going to, this is the orbit, we've got the orbital plane established here. Just going to scan across it, looking for signals. See these patches that appear. It's not appearing with what I'm after. Here we go, look, it's locked on. It says yes, that's what I'm after. On the bottom of the screen I'm clearly still locked onto the ammonia worlds, so what I'm going to do now is zoom in. Bingo, ammonia world. I can, as you see at the bottom of the screen, target current signal, press my backspace in this case, and I'm now locked onto that ammonia world. I can leave the FSS, now lock onto my target, and we can get there. I'll just pause this and I'll rejoin this when we get close. Right, here we are again. Now I'm at the planet, so I've recently rerun my discovery scanner, because once you're near orbital bodies, worth scanning again to see what appears. Okay, so I'm going to open up my FSS again, and you can see various things appear. Various things it's now targeted and told me what they are. So asteroid clusters, high metal content worlds, ammonia worlds, which is where I'm at. Then over here is a gas giant, it's definitely identified. Right, but anyway, it's the ammonia world here in front I'm after. Okay, so leave the FSS and enter the planetary scanning tool. Okay, so now at the bottom I've got launch probe set to M. I fire at the centre of the planet, and that will probably scan now most of the face of the planet as I'm looking at it. Depends on the size of the planet, but in most cases. Okay, it's quite a big planet. Quite often that would scan a bit more of the planet. So it's allowing me 10 probes, if you see bottom right. 10 probes on the efficiency target, which tends to give you that gives you an indication of the size scale of the planet. So if I lock onto about here, launch another one. Use this as a guide, your second shot, as it were, as a guide to see, do you need to adjust your shots on your third, fourth and fifth? Because you can fire those off pretty well, one straight after the other, as long as you've got the rough gauge about right. That's pretty good. Slightly further out would be good. So if I was to do something like that, where the 3 dotted lines are just inside that targeting circle. So something like that should be good. So do that on the other edges. You don't need to wait for them to hit, you can just do the scans. Here we go, it shows you how much they've scanned. Now I can see how much is scanning of the rear. I've got a button set for that. Toggle planet side, as it says on the bottom. Okay, so I've got a bit of a gap on the front there, and a lot of a gap on the back. So, if I take this side where I've scanned a lot of the front, now if I go too far out, you'll notice it says miss. So I want somewhere in between that. Let's try something like that. Look at the rear of the planet and see where that hits. Pretty good. Okay, I need to bring it in a bit, probably to about there, to fill that gap on the right. Once you get to 90%, it'll automatically take it as though you've scanned 100% of the planet. That's good. So I'm after that, or about that on the bottom, and slightly less than that on the top. So down to the bottom, that was something like that. Yeah, I should be able to do this within the 10 probes. Sometimes you can do it in about 1 probe less, but that's really about the best you can do, is 1 probe less than the target, the efficiency target. Good. Good percentage there. I might hit 90 on this, or I might have to do that front piece, we shall see. That looks like it's good. Oh, 89%, one off. Right, so now I need to hit the front of the planet, something like about there. Fire that off. Fill in that gap. And I misjudged it. I needed to be in closer. I needed to be in like that. Oh well. Bingo. There we go.
Surface scan complete.
And that's all done. I can leave that and now on to the next one. Okay, hope that explains everything.